So, as we all know, the Xbox One so far doesn't look bright for the future of it. And Microsoft recently has been making many comments on the things that people don't like with their new system. So, out of all the comments they made, though, the one thing that pissed me off is their comment on backwards compatibility. They say that companies who do backwards compatibility are really backwards. Oh, that's so clever, right, Microsoft? But, basically, Microsoft tried to defend their actions by not putting Xbox 360 compatibility on their new system called the Xbox One, even though it's an all-in-one entertainment system, but you can't play 360 games. I use this system every day, almost. I mean, I have a crap load of Xbox 360 games, as you can see. A huge bag of them, and I also have some laying on the floor right there, but you get the drift. So, Microsoft continued to say that 5% of gamers actually use backwards compatibility. That's a very inaccurate statistic, and I'm going to tell you why. If you say 5% of gamers only use backwards compatibility on new systems, I don't know what new systems you're talking about, because PS3 has a huge lack of backwards compatibility, only plays PS1 games, but it also plays, like, very, very old models play PS2 games. But since PS3 has a lack of backwards compatibility, you can't use PS3 statistics. The Wii U has great backwards compatibility for the Wii, and the Wii had good backwards compatibility for the GameCube, and I know a lot of people use that. So I came to the conclusion that Microsoft only talks about their backwards compatibility. And the thing about that is that the 360's compatibility with original Xbox games is not too good, if you knew. Now, a lot of the games, over half the games, don't run properly, or they have some sort of bugs like that aren't on the original Xbox. So, of course, only 5% of your gamers would use backwards compatibility if you have a bad one. And I bet that they're just trying to find an excuse. Of course, way more than 5% of gamers play backwards compatibility, or are into backwards compatibility, or believe in backwards compatibility. But I've seen videos before defending Microsoft and defending the whole no backwards compatibility. They use the argument that backwards compatibility doesn't really affect anything. Like, if there's no backwards compatibility. Well, as you can see right here, I have a PS3 and a PS2 and a 360 hooked up. The only reason why I don't have all my systems hooked up is because I don't have room for it. You know, I can't fit a Wii and a Dreamcast in there. And if I do get the Xbox One, which is highly unlikely, I'm just going to be cramped for room. So it's not necessarily about the whole entire thing about buying a new system to play old games on a previous generation. It's more of convenience. It's much more convenient to have an Xbox One that can play 360 games as well as Xbox One, so it is actually an all-in-one entertainment system, which it clearly is not, if it can't even play 360 games. And even the PS4 has the same thing going on, no backwards compatibility at all. And the main reason why they're doing this, it's not to lower costs of their system, even though their systems are extremely pricey when they come out. They are doing this so they could resell you HD collections, so they could resell you other games on their store. If the architecture is so different from the PS2 to the PS3, how can you run PS2 games on the PS3 with an emulation on the PlayStation Store? Think about it that way. And if you don't think that they're going to make a single Xbox 360 game sold on the Xbox One, you're in an alternate universe. So, no one who is against backwards compatibility can dispute that it's way more convenient and it's way easier to have a backwards compatible operating system.